Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is, I think it's about 12:40 p.m. It is Monday, August 21st. I am live from the Lower East Side of New York City. Today I'm having a decent day. Most of the attacks, most of the electronic or electromagnetic attacks are coming from, are basically going to my brain, and feel like my right kidney, and maybe like the right side of my lower back. There's like it feels like a kink, but then when I put my hand back there, I can feel a very hot spot compared to the rest of my lower back. And then there's a pulse coming from that spot. Like there's an actual pulse. It's like there's a pulse. It's not a muscle twitch, but it's a pulse. And it's not. I don't think you can check someone's pulse from their back. So, what else? I went to my mother's church yesterday. Yeah, I went to her church yesterday. And, I gotta say, it's actually 12:48. But I gotta say, with the service yesterday, they didn't do it indoors. They did it outside under like a tent. Now, this is what I gotta make sure I know. Anytime I have my cell phone with me and I'm focused on going to church, that's when that's like one of their "we're gonna do the most to him" days. Like, I remember my earlier electronic harassment days, it would be more like, as soon as Friday get here, that's when it seems like a majority of the secret society, the transhumanists, basically all want to tune into my broadcasting and then all, I guess, participate in manipulating my frequencies, sending, extra amounts of energy into my cells. That used to be like the weekend, and I used to always attribute that to I guess people are all from their day jobs, and it's the weekend, so people can spend the day and the evening just watching me get tortured, or watching me, probably show signs of cognitive decline, because they've been literally blasting my brain tissue with energy. But yesterday at church was different. I was still being attacked, and of course they were all the attacks were being sourced from my iPhone SE. But it wasn't as bad as it normally is when we're inside. When we're inside, it's almost unbearable. It almost makes me want to run out of the church. That's how bad that they attack me. When I'm in the church, it feels like there are dozens of sensors, or not sensors, but frequencies, going into my body, attaching themselves to various sections of my heart, or attacking, various sections of my kidneys, or maybe they're attacking, maybe there's a big broad energy beam, not even like a beam, but it's just kind of like a whole body area, I guess, concentration of energy going over my entire torso, and then also in the brain. But yesterday was different. My girlfriend actually agreed. Well, no, she actually said that she was going to go to church with me yesterday. I know her and my mom been trying to get this see eye to eye about going to church and whatnot. But that's a whole another story. But yeah, she came to church with me yesterday, and funny thing is while we were outside, the attacks weren't as unbearable, I'll say. So what I could say was yesterday, they mostly had a strong concentration of energy going towards the memory cortex, or I guess it's called the memory cortex, but the part of the brain that deals with the memory, but only on the right brain, the right side of the brain. It was so much energy and so much energy that there was a lump on the side, on the right side of my head, where the frequency was entering into. And then I had my girlfriend actually just take her hand and see the difference between my left brain, the left side of my head and the right side of my head, and just right, maybe I say, I want to say it's about 1.5 inches in front of my ear, and then about 2 inches above the ear, there was a lump with a pulse right on that spot. And I'm pretty used to it, but then sometimes there's so much energy going into the memory part of my brain that I'm just Lord, please, can this somehow stop? And I'm I try to have conversations with people. I can't even maintain a conversation because it's every time I try to hold on to a train of thought, my brain is so fogged up with energy. What else? But yeah, it wasn't painful. That's the one thing I notice a lot of times with the attacks, the electromagnetic attacks against my brain, is they aren't necessarily painful, but it's just a lot of pressure and heat. It's I'll feel the vibration or the pulse going into the brain. Then it's then I'm the hardest thing is just trying to hold on to a single thought, or just trying to keep, hell, even right now I'm struggling with just trying to find words just to be able to say on this video. But yeah, they put a lot more focus on my memory, and I think, and sadly, I came late to church and everything, but I was at least able to catch the message. Bless it, break it, give it. That's all I can remember from the service. But if I was to break it down, the pastor basically was saying how in this world, God will use people, but in order for him to be able to use people for his good, just for the sake of, for the goodness of humanity, and to be able to, I guess, bless someone else, something or someone has to be broken. You would have to be broken, or I guess a better word to say it, broken into pieces. So he was basically okay, you can't bless anyone if you're too busy trying to hoard things to yourselves and just being selfish and, you know, expecting everything to just go your way, expecting to never have to go through some type of fight or some type of battle in this world. You have to expect to be broken. A good little analogy was, you know, he used the story about how the boy came up to Jesus with the 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread, or 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish, and how Jesus basically blessed it and then was able to feed 25,000 people. Hold on. So yeah, so they were like attacking me in my heart. And mostly just in my brain, just feeling it with that pressure. Then, you know, I kind of really enjoyed the church outdoors. I think it's also because I feel like that natural sound of like the instruments playing rather than the sound being like amplified, you know, through a microphone. You know, I think the music just sounds better like when it's outside, where the sound has space to travel. Yeah, I enjoyed service. I think my girlfriend also enjoyed the service as well. My mother was happy to see me. So after church, we went to go and get some food, and I remembered that with everything I've been learning about Qigong and learning about how this technology basically attacks the human aura and all of the frequencies and information that's within the aura. So I remember how my mom has been dealing with like serious back pain. She has what's known as a degenerating spinal disc disorder, something like that, spine disc disorder. And I had placed my right hand on her lower back, and I just focused my energy into my hand, and I wanted to see I wanted to see if she was having energy focused into her lower back. And when I did, it was so much energy. It was so much energy focused into her lower back. Like, I mean, it was so much energy concentrated on her lumbar. My hand was literally going numb. Like, and then I think about it. I'm like, my mom has been targeted for decades. Like, and I didn't really know she was targeted until like when I started getting targeted. That's when I realized she was being targeted by her former employer. She, you know, for me to say this, it wouldn't be exposing, because, you know, she has court documentation of a successful case for being sexually harassed in the workplace, treated unfairly, as far as like equal pay, you know, things of that sort. And she's been dealing with it since the 80s. She'll be 75 this year. And I'm like, man, my mother's strong. Like, my mother is strong. And I'm like, yo, I'm approaching year 3. I'm approaching year 3, and I'm like, my mother's strong. She's been going through it for like over, like, longer than I've been alive. Like, I was born in 89. She's been going through it since like the early 80s. You know, and she'll tell you herself that, you know, she done had several doctors tell her that, oh, she's not gonna be able to walk. Oh, she's gonna die. Oh, all these different things. You got tumors on her heart. And I'm thinking about it myself. I'm like, you know what? My mom probably don't know anything about the electronic harassment. She knows about targeting, but she don't know about the electronic stuff that they can do. And I think about it and I'm like, man, oh, what up? So, yeah, I am about to get on this train home. So yeah, I found all that energy on her back, and I was just like, man. So then after that, my girl and I, we went to the beach, and it was kind of interesting because well, for one, I know I felt them basically tuning me to have specific like a specific energy of fear, because I know for whatever reason I had no reason to have any fear or anxiety, but then it's like with them, I know that they're tuning my energy. They're always trying to keep me at a low frequency, either for me to become agitated or frustrated, or it's to make me feel scary, or not feeling like the social butterfly I can be, you know. So it's like, at least I know that they're tuning me. So, you know, we went to the beach, and I know it's a lot of people, it's thousands of people out there, and you know, of course it's on my mind, like, dang, I wonder how many people are perps out here. But at the same time, I was just trying to enjoy going to the beach. That's why I realized that's them tuning me to that lower frequency of fear, for me to want to focus on thinking about just how many people probably hate me for being a godly person. I'm not a perfect person, but I fear God. I'm not a perfect person, but I fear God. And because I don't want to be changed. I don't want to have a master. I don't want, you know, to give away my power, a power I was born with. And, you know, through me living through this fire, walking through this fire, these, you know, taking all these flaming arrows and you know, having my chest basically obliterated with energy. I'm like, I'm thankful. But yeah, they were attacking my girlfriend in her head while we were at the beach, and she also started to, you know, have some emotional doubts and whatnot, doubting herself to, you know, I guess be able to fight back or just enjoy the water. So I know they're really using the electronic aspects a lot more than the, I guess, the more aggressive in-your-face gang stalking. I think I kind of attribute it to like me just always realizing that I am used to the type of environment where violence is very real. And when you do what I'm doing, when you're actually trying to like do the right thing, and you're trying to actually fight the good fight for people who are actually being, you know, basically enslaved against their will, I'm like, because I'm sure nobody asked to be transhumanized. Nobody asked to have this nanotech and these gases. Yes, I'm gonna do a video on gases in our environment and how it helps the weapons. You know, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get on this train, try to listen to some music, try to refocus some of this energy away from my body that they're putting in my heart and my right kidney. And take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.